let's take a look. First piece of news here. There was an article about Cool Stuff and Amazon. Board Game Wire is where you can find it. It's BoardGameWire.com, where Cool Stuff gave an interview. Jerry Sunkin, the owner, or the head owner of Cool Stuff, talked about how Amazon pushed him out with unfair practices and he said deliberate targeting. Amazon definitely is the place to go if you want online board games. That's why, full disclosure, we'll have links in many of our videos to go buy games from Amazon. And if you do that and also do all your Christmas shopping, that benefits the Dice Tower. Buy it all after you click that link. But a lot of stores aren't happy. And Cool Stuff Inc., as you know, no longer sells board games. Now, part of that also is the success of Quartermaster Logistics, which they also run. But it's interesting. They also did, the same article did an interview with Jason from Game Nerds.
Oh, okay.
And he did not have as much of a problem with Amazon. He was like, oh, they're just a competitor, we'll take them on type thing.
Okay.
It's interesting. I'm curious, like, where we'll be in 10 years with online game stores and how that will work out.
Right, or like in-person game stores, brick and mortar stores.
Yeah. Well, they seem to have leveled out because it's not like Amazon has existed pretty strongly now for 10 years. I figure if you've lasted this long, then you found that thing to get people to come.
That's
Whether
fair.
it's by having good
Magic.
service. Well, I mean, but there are actually some big board game stores that aren't supported by Magic. They just have other things too. They have a full line of stuff.
right,
you know?
yeah.
Or they're really great and their customers love going there.
Good gaming space, that'll help. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And whatever Amazon can't offer, right?
Yeah.
All right, the next game, or the first game we're talking about here, is called Crabs in a Bucket.
Ooh, spooky crabs.
I would love to eat crabs in a bucket.
I do love crabs.
You do.
I do.
I thought nobody could out-eat me at a buffet, but when it comes to crabs, Camille came close.
I am wearing a crab shirt. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Today's theme was cookies!
No, crabs.
All right.
I love crabs so
Anywho,
much.
this is the debut design of Rick Gardner, and he found it Blue Rondo Games. This is a card shedding game.
Okay.
So you're going to have 7 cards in your hand from a deck of 52 suited cards, which is like a standard deck, but there's also 22 Joker crabs
Joker crabs, okay.
that are
I'm with you
unsuited.
so far.
And so you're going to discard them to 2 different piles. Suited cards are played on the discard pile that match their suit or number. Once you play it, you may also discard all cards of a higher value of the same suit from their hand.
Sounds like Uno.
It does sound a little like Uno. When a jack, queen, or king is on the top, no jokers can be played. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. I heard this was released at PAX, so
Okay.
we'll see. Ares is releasing a game called Stalingrad Roads. This is a heavier war game. It's by Nicholas Rydant, part of the Nuts Publishing Road series of war games. I'm always amused that there's a publishing thing called Nuts based on the famous response that the general did during the Battle of the Bulge. I don't know if you know about this.
I don't.
Yeah.
In the Battle of the Bulge, the Germans were almost winning, so they sent a please surrender to the American commander, and he just wrote nuts and sent it back. It's a
So
good
you
story.
hear nuts, and it sounds like it's going to be, especially for board game publishing, it's not what I expect is like a war game line.
Yeah, it's not these nuts. It's just nuts. It was the back
Right.
then. It was like no,
Yeah.
nuts to you.
Right.
Okay.
All right, this is like the third in the series or something, isn't it? It's like Stalingrad.
Might be
Do you like that
something.
cover? I wonder how heavy of a war game this is.
heavy, probably.
Yeah.
You think I can handle it, Tom?
No, it's coming to
Am I
retail
dumb,
in
Tom?
January.
Go back to Uno.
Let's go to our
Uno
next
crabs.
piece of news.
Okay.
You're smart.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Empire Builder. Empire Builder is a game that originally was published by Mayfair Games, which is showing here. The first time it was published, it came in a tube.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it came in a long tube, and you unrolled the map and played on it. And this is a crayon rail game, which meant you drew on it with crayons. Well, you did that for one game, and then you're like, how about we use markers?
Crayon. He's
Okay.
saying crayon, yeah.
All right, I was thinking cranberries. I couldn't figure out what
I
we were talking about.
apologize. This is a Pennsylvania Dutch thing. We've
Yeah.
reduced crayon to crayon. It's a single syllable word, crayon.
Wow.
It really is Pennsylvania Dutch. I did not know people said crayon
I kind of love that.
until I moved down south. Then I thought they were just dragging it out. You want to
Then you're
play
like,
with a
"Why do you talk so
crayon?
slow?"
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, interesting.
But some people say crown too. I've heard that. That's
Crown?
That's like a.
That's a different thing, though. That goes on your head.
No,
and
like
it's
they'll
for
say
queens.
that, like, because that's like the whole thing. It's like Kentucky says it, for example. I know. So my
They don't
mom.
have crayons in Kentucky.
I know they have crowns.
Okay, so anyhow, Empire Builders,
Hey.
you draw on it with crayons, or like I said, you stopped using those pretty early on. Most people use markers to draw on it, and you're drawing out these railroads. It's a pretty involved game. Not a lot of rules, but a lot of thinking about the most efficient way, very economic. And they made a whole series of games. You know, there's Nippon rails, there's Russian rail.
The moon one or Martian?
They even went to
or
the
whatever?
moon and the Mars.
Yeah, that's right. Martian, whatever it's called.
I'm confused. How do you draw on it and roll it out so it's a piece of paper?
That was like a laminated.
It's a laminated thing. You roll it out. You literally would take a crayon to it and, like, you know.
Does crayon come? Oh man, now I'm saying it. Does crayon come off of laminate?
Yeah, you wet, clean it,
It's
I guess.
really annoying. Use markers.
Oh.
Like I said, almost no one I know uses.
Wow.
They're called crayon rail games. That's like as an umbrella category.
Yeah.
This is like blowing my mind. Okay.
I don't know that I don't think you don't like economic games, and they
I
are
don't.
straight up economic.
No, I'm not interested in this game. I just was interested in the process of
I like it a
crayons
lot.
on
The problem
laminate.
with these games is they never looked good. Mayfair was never a bastion of production. Now, Mayfair has come back. So there's actually several pieces of news in here. First of all, Mayfair bought Mr. B Games. I did not know that.
Oh, really?
This happened fairly recently, I guess. They also have a distribution deal with Pythagoras Games.
Okay.
And they also, I did know that they bought Flying Buffalo Games. Flying Buffalo Games had nuclear war.
Wait, isn't Flying Buffalo, or is that just Buffalo? The ones who are putting out games at Target?
That's
That's
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
This is
Oh,
Flying
jeez.
Buffalo.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I don't think it matters anymore because it's all Mayfair. And in fact, the president of Mr. Mayfair, the president of Mayfair now is Sean Brown from Mr. B Games.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so now they just announced that they're republishing a deluxe version of these, which for Empire Builder, a deluxe version would just mean a normal version of any other game because this game components are so bad. That was my biggest problem with the game. They're just terrible components.
Okay.
And they're also doing those Ace of Aces books, which is crazy to me. I don't think those would sell these days.
Aces.
That's the Ace of Aces. There's a airplane game, and there's two books. So you have a book, I have a book, and we look in the book, and it shows you what you see from your cockpit. So I say, I'm going to do this. You say, I'm going to do this. We use some sort of chart, and then mine will say, turn to page 92. I turn there, and you turn it, and it shows you now where your plane
Oh, it's like
is.
the graphic novels from
TSR. Yes.
What? No, the GNA, the graphic novel
the
adventures.
new graphic
yeah.
novels, yes. Except these
New.
are...
I had to process what the GNA. Yeah.
DNR.
Yeah, but it's really slow, and I just don't know why anyone would play that, say, over a video game. When these came out, video games did not exist in this regard. These came out in the 70s
I
and
mean,
80s.
the same thing is like, again, the Van Ryder ones. Like, that's what it does with their kid series, like the Crusoe Crew. So that line
Yeah,
is
but
the
that
same
one you're
thing.
going around and doing stuff and the changes. This is literally just the cockpit of an airplane. That's all it is.
Maybe I'm making this to be more of a thing. I think that sounds really cool, but I don't know.
Oh, maybe, and I think it's cool, but I look at it as cool in a nostalgic way. I play it, I'm like, okay, that was fun, and I'm done. I don't want to keep playing it.
But again, I guess I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to
Well,
see it to
you're the
understand.
target audience then.
No,
You
because like
are
I said,
getting a set of these for Christmas.
but maybe I'm thinking too much of like the Van Ryder ones, which I really enjoy, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna play those ones, or a different character. I don't know.
Well, good.
Wait and see what they look
Wait
like.
and
They're
see.
great, okay? You're going to love it.
I don't want this for Christmas.
Anyway,
The
I want
Ace
someone
of
else
Ace. The Ace of Ace.
so Empire Builders and the Ace of Aces, they said that they plan to release these over the years in a series, a mix of upgrading the old ones and then brand new titles.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this. I'm curious about the upgraded part of it. All right, Mind Up. This is a new game coming from Maxime Ramborg, who designed The Loop. This is, you put a row of cards in the middle of the table. They're numbered from 1 to 60 in 4 different colors. You pick a card, reveal them, arranging them below the current row. Then you take the card that lines up with the one you play and put it in your personal tableau.
Yes, finally.
It does sound like a more gamery version of Six Nipped.
I know. Oh.
I need to play Six Nymphs. That's like, you guys reference that a lot. Like it feels like every other card
It's
game.
a
You're like,
classic.
oh, it's the same
Have you
game
ever heard
as
of
this.
Ace of Aces? Six Nimped is like the card game version of Ace of Aces.
What's Ace of Aces?
The game where you just talked about the cockpits with the...
Oh, that's the...
Yes. And my joke makes more sense if you'd listen.
All right. What
This
is this
sounds
game?
very like, got it, cards with numbers and colors. I like this designer. He was one of the top 10 up-and-coming designers for me. This game, I don't know. Here's the thing, though.
I'm actually very interested in
I
this.
bet if this is a hit, it probably would outsell everything else that this designer does. It's just that kind of game, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's that sort of thing. It's a tiny card game, probably very inexpensive, appeals to or has the potential to appeal to anybody. So if it catches on,
Right.
boom, giant seller, might be an evergreen. It's just,
Yeah.
it's hard to get excited about it. You're excited about this?
After reading the description, not from the cover.
What were you saying?
No, I mean, I was just going to back that up. I was saying it's one of those games, like if you go to game night and you play it there, then you leave and you'll buy your own copy because it's $12, $15 at max.
That's fair.
Whereas if I go to game night and I play Scythe, I'm like, oh, I'm really glad they own that and I don't have to buy it and
Yeah.
drop that money.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I feel like that's why they sell better.
And you'll then take it from game night after you buy your copy and show it to your aunt who likes games.
Who then also buys
Sure.
their own copy.
Yeah.
Who then,
Yeah.
everybody gets their own copy.
Oprah style.
All right, Button Shy Games has a new game coming out called Pixie, designed by Elizabeth Hargrave.
I know who that is. She's the
I
lady
know
who
who
likes
that
the
is.
birdies.
Illustrator
and
Annie
the
Wilkinson.
butterflies.
And the carbon trees.
So this is
Very
actually
sucking up
not
the
what I
carbon.
expected. It's a logic deduction game
Okay.
in which one person makes up a secret rule about what you like to eat. Other players offer you flower cards, and you have to guess the rule based on what the Pixie accepts. So it sounds like a very, very simple version of Zendo, which has that same idea where you build little groups of pyramids and then it follows the rule or it doesn't follow the rule.
That's what I thought as well when I heard of this. It made me think of Zendo.
I thought of that Paint the Roses game.
Yeah, except in this one person has the rule. Oh, actually, that's not Paint the Roses. You had them in your cards in your hand. All right. So Wise Wizard Games, formerly White Wizard Games, they changed their name to Wise Wizard Games a couple years ago. They now have a new brand called Wacky Wizard Games.
Oh, boy.
And they're following the trend that many companies are doing where they want to publish lighter and or kids games under that realm.
Okay.
So the games they got there, they got Star Realms Academy, which is a cute kid-friendly game of Star Realms.
Okay, cute.
That was a little odd to me, if only because I thought Star Realms is fairly easy to play anyway, but still, that's kind of cool.
Well, the look of it is very serious.
That's true,
Yeah,
it is.
this is more approachable
This
for
looks
a kid.
cutesy. This looks
Yeah.
very silly. Wacky, even.
Pack the essentials. You're
got
trying
that
to
joke.
avoid pet check-in fees by packing as many cats as you can into your suitcase.
Jeez, that sounds very cruel.
He's just weeping as he's playing the game.
Oh, like
cats.
avoid having to pay for the cats by cramming them into a suitcase?
By the way, boo to people who try this nonsense, to sneak their pets through like this. Not in a suitcase, but like try to carry them on a plane and not let anyone know. Boo.
People do
Wow.
that?
Oh, yeah, people do that a lot. The small dogs and stuff.
Well, I know they do it like everywhere else, like all stores and everything, but I've never seen it in an airplane.
What? Okay.
Ooh.
And then caution signs. You need to, it's a party game. Warn your friends about hazards that they didn't know existed. You're about to encounter a stylish rhino, gassy monkeys, or melting babies. You need to draw a caution sign very quickly so that people have to figure out. And there's 10,000 possible card combinations.
Okay.
You're putting two cards together.
This is, so it's like telestrations.
But I think it's guided.
And it makes up the two things, and then you draw, and
Yeah,
then people
yeah.
have to be like, it's a snowman.
I mean, it could be a
that's-
gassy monkey or a gassy baby or a, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. It's the combination. I thought that one sounded interesting.
That sounds good.
Yeah. A fresh take on like the telestrations
Yeah.
or not Pictionary. Yeah, Pictionary.
I'm
something
actually
like that.
excited about this line. They just released what's the name of that robot game?
Quest Arena.
Robot Crest Arena,
Oh.
which I'm curious if that would have been in this line because it really is simple and easy to play for anybody.
Is that the one with the pre-painted cute robots?
Yeah, and the
deck building.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that
pretty
game.
light. Yeah.
I need to play it.
All right, Silver Fang has been announced, or as part of the Silver Saga from Bezier Games, and in fact,
Silver Saga. Okay.
we'll be playing this next week as part of the Winter Spectacular.
I like that bat, the little bat fella.
Yeah, I don't know about the dagger though.
This is going to be
Seems a little
released
out of place.
in 2024. I think it's the Bring in No. That is a Fang. I think that's the name of that dagger, the Silver Fang.
Oh.
That's an artifact that you can win by playing this game. So Silver's a game with a tableau in front of it. And you'll see, like I said, more of it next week.
Exciting.
How to Save a World from Burnt Island Games. This is the publisher that made Endeavor and Hall of the Mountain King and Fall of the Mountain King. So you are a scientific researcher and an asteroid is coming towards your planet.
Uh-oh.
The size of a
Spaghetti-o.
small country. 3 new plans are in action to prevent it, and you can shoot a powerful laser at it, or make an energy shield, or get out. Evacuation.
That's the safe choice.
It's a worker placement game with hand building and resource management. The designer is Yuval Grinspun. I don't know that I've ever seen that name before. All right, so this is coming to Kickstarter next year, as is a game from Kids Table Board Game, which is their sister company, called Layers, which, by the way, is a great cover, Layers. That's Lairs, which you'll see on screen soon. There we go. This is from Christopher Westmoss.
That's super cute.
And this is a 2-player game. So that's different. Most of the games are
Oh,
not.
yeah.
You're competing to get a spot in the Adventurers Guild. So there's all kinds. You're creating a catacomb for your opponent to explore. They're creating one for you, and then you have to go through your opponent's catacomb, which is not the first time that's been done, but I like the idea a lot.
I really like that font. Like the L looks like an axe, and then the I
That's why
obviously
you
is a
like it, yeah.
candle.
That's
Yeah,
what
I was gonna say, you don't need to explain
stop
the other
there.
letters.
We
got
get it. There's a
Oh,
candle
my
and a little dragon-looking thing. Yeah, but also the L looks like an axe.
Look at it. It is. It's like your little axe, just like
It's
sitting
a
on the
gr-
wall.
It's a very good logo.
That is
sounds
really
cute.
cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I like that one.
It reminds me a little bit in theme anyway of like Welcome to the Dungeon.
Oh.
And like go through
Yeah.
a thing,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Who did I just played Welcome to Dungeon the other.
No, Tom, that game's old.
I know. I just played it a few weeks ago. I was
No,
teaching.
you're mistaken.
I played it for the first time, like maybe a year and a half ago.
I really like
And
Welcome
it's
to
like-
Dungeon. It's still a
yeah,
great little
pretty
game. All right, Mind Clash announced another game. I guess they announced it at PAX Unplugged, and this is Ironwood. This is coming out in 2024. It's a 1 to 2 player game. It says rules light for Mind Clash. Asymmetrical card-driven tactical game, and so you're playing 3 cards and doing different things.
This one looks pretty cool. I've seen a couple of pictures of it. It seems to be, again, mostly a head-to-head, combat-heavy, CCG-esque kind of game. I like that stuff. I tend to like that vibe. It's also coming straight to retail when it does come, and they're not kickstarting this one or crowdfunding it.
I think this is one of their, it's like in their light version of their games or something.
It's really interesting that it's 1 to 2 player game then.
It must be a solo
You know?
mode.
Yeah, it
That's
says
what I'm saying,
that
like
in
with the
here.
way you were saying. I'm saying it's interesting if it is that CCG battler that's going to be.
That's kind of what it looked
you
like to
know?
me at
Sounds
first
interesting.
blush. I don't really know, but it looked neat.
I'm pretty excited about this next one here called Mind Map. So this is from Hachette Board Games, which, by the way, they have a great slate of games coming out.
They
And I
do.
just like how this one looks. Basically, you are putting, you're trying to get people to guess your secret word by placing your token in a game zone according to different criteria. And I like that idea of putting it somewhere. Remember that dumb game Charty Party?
Yes.
This feels like a better version of that. I like games where you. I mean, this is actually though. This also has a feel to the Wavelength, right?
Yes.
This is Wavelength, but on a chart, and then the chart will say how excited I'm about this or whatever. And then you put something. I don't know. I think it just seems interesting. It looks like there's 2 criteria on the side. All the words there. I put my token.
Oh, I get it. It's a grid.
And then,
graph.
yeah. And
I
there's
wasn't
a grid.
seeing that.
Amen.
Yeah, okay. I didn't get that.
But also, I have
cool.
a high opinion of Hachette games. So,
As well.
This looks good.
As well.
also, Scorpion Mask has another flashback game coming. Flashback Lucy, not based on the movie.
You don't know.
What's that?
Movie Lucy. I just watched it last week. That's why I didn't know about it. It's a really good movie.
Scarlett Johansson sci-fi movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I think
Where she learns she gets the use of 100% of her brain.
Okay, no, I've not seen it.
That's
I
good.
think I've seen trailers. I know what you're talking about, though.
Anyway, this flashback. The first one was flashback like a zombies. I think was just called
Yeah.
flashback zombies.
So it was like the zombie kid line, and so it was like with like zombie kids, and so it was like the legacy one, and then there was flashback zombie kids.
This is for kids, right?
Yes.
I assume so. Yeah. So this is the second in their flashback. It looks like they're taking that system and taking the zombie kids out of it.
So you're a girl in this game with strange powers. You you inherit a mysterious mansion, and there's weird things happen in it. But you can travel through visions, and so you're traveling from era to era, going through this mansion at different points in time. So what it does is it shows you a card, and then you'll see a little number in that card. But the thing you dislike most about Unlock is like the whole focus of this game. And then you like find that card and pull that card out, and you see this, and you're just looking for stuff. It's like a
do
huge
like that.
Where's Waldo
Yeah.
on cards.
Right, and I liked it because it's as you're looking at the card, you actually will see a number over someone's head, and so you pull that card and look, and you realize you're seeing the same scene, but from the different perspectives.
Yes.
So you might see something behind a wall that you didn't see before,
Yeah,
or
that's
you
cool.
might it's someone sitting, laying down. So then you're seeing the same scene, but you're looking up at the sky and seeing more. So it's really interesting. I like it's very. Messes with the perception of a scene. I like that a lot. I thought it was a really cool system.
And what's
neat.
really cool is after you go through it, they're like, also, this matters now. So you go back to all the cards, and you're like, oh.
Sounds like a worse Ace of Aces.
All right. Let's see here. Vampire Village.
Yes.
This is from,
This is also from
Hachette and
Hachette.
Studio H. I saw this at Essen, I think, in their room there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dual drafting game where you're drafting to build your village, and then you draft to destroy it. So there's stuff coming in. Monsters are attacking at night, and you need to try to get them to go towards your neighbor, not you. 20-minute game.
Yeah, it was
Drafting
cute.
tile placement.
Like you said, yeah, they had that room that we kind of walked through, the up and coming. I saw this one. It definitely caught my eye. It looked
Yeah,
neat.
cool.
All right, let's give credit to where credit is due. PAX Unplugged came and went, and Ravensburger managed to sell Lorcana without it being a problem.
Hey.
Yeah, good. Oh, okay.
That's
You know,
high
like it
praise.
didn't sound like major problems occurred.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is their next expansion. I don't know how long we'll keep talking about these because we don't announce every Magic expansion. But this is Into the Inklands, and this is a new card type, and it's going to add. Why are they? This feels like type here. Like that's a Jolly Roger from Peter Pan. Who cares? I mean, it wasn't like I was sitting there going, I'm not going to get into the game until I see the Jolly Roger from Peter Pan. Whatever. They're just adding stuff. But now it adds locations.
It has a new card type. Locations, I guess, is what it is, and I guess they're kind of like, I don't know, effects that affect everybody, I'm guessing. Like what was that called back in Magic the Gathering?
You can visit them, I guess.
The overworld enchantment type things. It must be something like that.
Oh, aren't you talking about the new big cards? Those big ones?
Planes, like plane chase?
The planes?
No, that's not what I mean, but maybe it's closer to that.
Anyhow,
Is it plane chase, basically? Tell me it's plane chase.
it's weird to me that this adds 200 cards. It's just seeing a CCG start, like with 200, I'm like, the game's not going to have triple the amount of cards it originally had. Well, after it's got thousands of cards, you're like, oh, it's a new set.
That's true, but it does matter at the beginning.
It really
Each
matters.
set has been 204 cards.
Kevin
First
says-
one, 204, and I'm guessing this is the same.
Kevin says it's interesting that these new expansions are coming out, but you can't find the old ones anywhere, like the season 1 and stuff. But you can now, right? I mean, I know, like
They
I just went to a
reprinted
game
it.
store and it had it, and then I was somewhere else. I don't know, Target, Best Buy, something like that, and I saw they had it there as well. So I think you can get it now.
finding packs is hard, and I got some of the new set at from our local store, Cool Stuff, and only because they saved it for us.
Oh, really?
They're out.
I got some last night. I was talking to Roy about this at Best Buy.
Of the new set?
Yeah.
Gotta go. Best Buy.
Yeah.
It feels like a place that had them, and you got them there because people don't know that might be
I
where they're at.
guess so. I don't really know.
And did they have multiple? You didn't like.
Did you clear them out?
That's what I'm saying. Like, but like they had
No.
multiple and stock available.
Were they starters or the boosters?
They had both.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's good. It's good. This is coming out in February 23rd. It says to the Hobby Channel, and then to mass on March 8th, except for Walmart, who will break that and come out on February 22nd to beat the Hobby Channel. Yeah, you laugh. It's gonna
This
happen.
looks like a good set. I like the idea of a new card type.
All right, and then finally, Heat as an expansion announced. Torrential Rain. This is coming. When is this coming? End of February 2024. So this is going to have 2 new circuits on a double-sided board, including the rain-drenched Japanese Grand Prix. Has puddles in the corner to complicate braking. And the Mexican Grand Prix has multiple corners and chicanes. What's that?
Chicanes.
What's that?
It's a racing term. I don't know.
Also, a 7th player color,
type of turn
surprising
or a split or something.
nobody.
Yeah, it added only 1 car though, and the box comes with space for 2.
Yeah, I know.
So they're slow rolling the extra
they
players.
are, aren't they? Yeah.
So the next expansion, I'm assuming, will have another.
I would be surprised if maybe 3 expansions have it, so you could.
Maybe, yeah. No, that's cool. I'm excited for this one.
Nothing else than new maps. I mean, just
Yeah,
I
new
love
maps.
that.
Actually, I'm more
Change it
interested.
up.
They also have new improvement cards. That's cool.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah.
So yeah,
Perfect expansion. More stuff that you already know and like. You know, I like that. More goodies.
also, man, Dutrait knows how to draw a cover. That's a great cover.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Those tires. Anyway, folks, that's the news.